And it's not just food that's heading from Europe to China. The country has become a major market for European wines and spirits. Our correspondent Stuart Smith has been speaking with the Director General of the company Spirits Europe.
China is the biggest spirits market in the world, so it's a very interesting and attractive export destination for European spirits. When we look at European spirits, the dominating category is wine-based spirits, and in this case it's cognac, so most of the EU exports into China are from cognac, but we also see interesting developments in the area of Irish whiskey, which is growing from smaller levels, and also vodka. We have various vodka offerings in Europe, Swedish, Latvian, French and Polish, so a mix of exports that's going into China, but clearly a focus on the wine-based spirits from France.
And why is China an area of interest for for the people you represent?
China is the second biggest export destination for European spirits after the US. We export around 880 million euros per year with a strong growth path in the past 10 years. At the same time, the overall share of foreign spirits consumed in China is still minuscule. It's about 1.2%. So we see export potential.
When it comes to the regulatory and trade environment at the moment, what is it like exporting to China? How are things moving? Is it frictionless? What's the situation?
With China, we have a very stable and comparatively open market access, which we're very happy about. And this is underwritten by traditionally a good dialogue on matters of regulation and technicalities regarding spirits exports and regulation in China.
When you look at the opportunities in China, I read that, for example, whiskey and brandy brands are rising in popularity due to increased demand from younger consumers in China. Are there any other interesting changes in demand or any interesting trends that you've noted?
Yeah, so from our understanding, we see that there is an interest in some of the major, what you could call the major international categories, also from a domestic consumer angle. So indeed, as you mentioned, it seems that younger consumers are curious to discover some of the classical large categories like whiskey or gin. And I think that will lead to an interesting situation and a dynamic situation on the Chinese market. We're seeing also increased production in China, starting to invest in local whiskey production.